All right, so I'm living in the realms of Paradigms Fonts where I be on YouTube watching people freestyle rap and shit. And from what I see and what I feel personally, I feel like everybody is stressed a little bit. You're not gonna live this life without a little bit of stress. You're gonna appreciate when you survive. It's a survival mentality. I was watching a documentary about it. Like people really are surviving. And I think what people that have families is trying to make you realize is that when they do buy mansions and shit, it's a sacred thing for them. I think I don't need to get it twisted because I'm living with my little sisters and I'm like having other people's furniture and shit. And I guess when I learn how to sew shit and make my own shit, I'll appreciate it better. But I don't think I would. It's like if I built a building, I think you can never be appreciative of something because of your own existence. And I guess maybe that's what they mean by a humble spirit, because I looked up the definition for humble and it says humility. So, I mean, in the, I guess, humiliation, being humiliated is, gives you a spirit of humbleness. Like, perhaps you're going to face situations where you're being the inferior. That's where your emotional state is going to be. And you're going to have to deal with the fact that you are feeling or being viewed as a weak person. It really is a psychological thing, but sometimes it's reality. Like my little sister got shot and she has to be humble about the experience because somebody could come up to her and be like, well, I ain't never been shot, so bitch, fuck you. So I guess maybe why I be getting mad about trash being thrown on the floor, maybe that's the reason that I'm not supposed to get agitated about people that's not neat. I'm supposed to learn how to do things for myself so people, so I won't take offense to shit. Like when I be seeing trash outside, I need to learn how to cut metal and shit like that. But I guess what I'm saying is when you're taught feminization, I guess the idea that the world is trying to promote, what people in my demographic are trying to promote, is that it really is a weakness. You know what I'm saying? It's a weak thing. So then I guess that's where this whole paradigm is for, where women are being bitches and so on. Well, no, don't get that shit twisted. I hit me some push-ups or some sit-ups and go ahead and make sure that I'm strong enough to do something just as much as a man can do. If I'm dealing with sexism to where people are judging me by my gender identity and a man, and they saying if we can both do it in the same way. See, I gotta learn how to work with males because I've growing up where I'm seeing a lot of males achieve a lot more than me. So it's just an inferiority complex that I have on a mental level, but it's just something that I observe naturally. Like I ain't trying to be all in people's business, but I be observing shit. So I'm like, I may have to accept that when I leave this earth, there's males, the male species probably will, have more authority than I have in life in general. It ain't like I'm trying to take no leadership role to where I'm trying to be seen, but I really don't understand. I'm one of them rare women that take offense to being a female. So this shit is natural for me. Like, but people are telling me that it's unnatural. But I'm like, it's a double standard though. It's like when men do stuff, I guess it just depends on the way you are, who you are, and what you represent. Naturally, these men being put on pedestals and shit. If I lose all my body fat and have muscular structure, I'm gonna be viewed as a butch. They just gonna be viewed as a man. So I'm like, I be seeing all these butch women that be in shape, and I be like, it really don't make sense to me that I lost my virginity and then I had to really form a paradigm that I was a female because of that shit. And I was like, damn, that's really psychologically fucked up. But it's all good because I guess that's why I'm being humble, right? But if I was a male, just thinking in a different, put in a different context, I wouldn't want no woman to feel ashamed of me. But it's all life. Like, most men be trying to prove that they these submissive men and they all lovey-dovey and shit. And you know what I'm saying? I have every right to take offense to that shit because I'm like, I really being viewed in a different aspect because of my gender. So, yeah, I would. If I was a man, I wouldn't want no woman to feel ashamed of me. Most of us are taught to take offense to our orgasm and shit. And I'm like, to be honest with you, have these little songs you be listening to where people are expressing that shit in a creative way. It ain't really that many views, but it's really a sacred thing to make a connection with a man and a woman. So I'm like, most people really are just living their lives. And that's why I be like, I really don't want to be lazy, but I don't want no job neither. But yeah, I mean, whatever you can do is what you can do. So, I let that happen. I let a lot of men get advantage over me, and it's up to me to not let that happen again. So, I mean, I'm 30 years old now. It's too late for me to actually, retract those steps and pretty much turn that shit around. But I just live in life. I'm from Georgia. I'm in South Carolina now, and I'm like, I really had people that was already forming families and shit when I was a kid, and I'm like, damn. But I guess it's the inferior. I have to accept that it's some people out here that gonna be way bigger than me and quicker than me. So what do I do with it? Being a female boxer is something so typical. It's not gonna give me confidence. I got a lot of people at Randall that's telling me, man, you got to build confidence, but they can't relate to my struggle. So should I fight them in front of a bunch of men for them to feel good about themselves? No. Why the fuck? Why the fuck would I fight another woman in front of a man because he's supposed to be the one that's stronger than both of us, right? So it's hard. I got comprehension skills, but I don't comprehend the fact that I'm weaker than a man. So, I got a lot of work to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of studying to do to realize that I really do gotta do some courage building exercises because I got to look at it like that. I'm at a point now to where everybody looks like animals. So we all pray out here. So yeah, I come up with my own concepts based on my life's reality. But I don't know. In life, I think maybe that's what they say about being a humble spirit. I'm like, I want to fly a helicopter somewhere around them, and it's always people in the air. Somebody could easily find you like that, and I guess that's why people are gangster and shit. Cause some people have the mental or intellectual capacity to put themselves in a different situations and survive. That's why I gotta respect cutting cattle, I guess, because it is intellectual capacity that comes with everything you do. It's just like, I'm like, damn, can I really value food? I'm learning you burning it. It comes with the culture. That's what the rape culture is. I'm like, I gotta accept the fact that a man will stick his penis in me and get more credibility off of it than I would. And for me to take offense to that, I'm like, am I incomprehensible? No, I'm not. It's just that it's females around me that really have an undoubtful mentality with their love for men, and I'm sitting here feeling like I'm doubtful. So I guess that's in a debateful type of idea or situation. So I mean, but who wants to debate about a man unless you love him? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I fear the most. I don't want to debate with no other woman about no man. So I know they're gonna use that against me, but I was really born in a fucked up situation to where, like, you wanna have some credibility in life, you gotta get out and go. this is where the concept or the reality or the idea of lesbianism come in. I shouldn't take offense to no one belittling me because of a man. So that obviously means I'm comparing myself to a man. So you do the math. But so I don't know. I guess that's the point of being a studier, being a student. There are people that will study us, random people out here doing shit, you know what I'm saying, at random. And there's a point of being educated. Somebody gonna acknowledge your black ass or your white ass or your purple ass. Just like they're acknowledging ants and all that shit on the ground. I didn't know how to think when I was a kid. I'm like, I'm not connecting with the fact that I lost my virginity. Then I'm not connecting with the fact that all these people are dysfunctional. I did my job. I documented everything as much as I could. Whether the person, a 911 phone call, whether the person goddamn took it serious or not, I did my job as a human being. But I'm like, I just be feeling sorry for women. I see all these women riding around with their little lame man. I'm like, at least they doing them though. It's scary when you're in a world full of people and you can't relate to them. It's an identity that I have. You know what I'm saying? I'm a black woman to these people. Yeah, but I'm like, this is my reality. I'm like, I had to fear women because of men. That shit ain't cool. As much as men seemingly are polygamous and all that shit, it really can be a survival tactic for you. You know what I'm saying? In a sense. I've been trying to really think about the whole idea of being a male. But it really is about a fight. We claim this land, it's farms all over the place. People, it's up to you personally. If you want to go cut some cattle, go cut some cattle. Goddamn, it's all around this motherfucker. So, like I said, I'm gonna have to go ahead and work out and just, I guess, be bush-like. You know what I'm saying? The more muscular I seen, the more masculine I seen. Everybody doesn't have to use reverse psychological detoxes and shit. I gotta do what I can. But yeah, shit look like I'm about to get ran over in this bitch. But like they say, good things happen to bad people, bad things happen to good people, and you just gotta keep it moving. When people started ganging up on me and my mom, it was because of dysfunctionality. And I'm like, I didn't know who my little sister's dad was, but I'm like, whoever born in this earth had my deepest sympathy. At some point, you're gonna have to submit to somebody, and I just be mad because I'm like, I can't just go about what I see. That's why I gotta read more. I be scared to read sometimes. But I'm like, I really don't want to be smart like that because everybody don't have singularity. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't different. Some people are the same. I don't know. It's just me. I'm my own unique person, and I choose not to just want to be with no man and shit. So it's a weird feeling that I get just watching random people and shit. But yeah, I'm like, I really hope that I used to tell people, make sure I ain't out here doing that crazy and shit. Being the rims of the paradigms that I've formed, all the men getting uplifted. When I see women doing shit, I feel just as goddamn chauvinistic and sexist and misogynistic, as the reality of that, attitude that men have. I'm like, damn, look at that bitch, she racing. I feel the same way they feel about it. I'm like, shit, I really gotta accept my role as a woman. It really don't make sense that I'm sitting here having to look at it like that, but I got to. You gotta measure the biophysics of shit. I'm like, in reality, That's what analyzation is. Motherfucker will judge you on how you look. Well, she look like a tree monkey, but that type of monkey right there get the job done. So, oh man, you gotta live life. I'm like, if I start back running and shit, I go to work every day and I see girls, and I'm like, man, we look so feminine. It's ridiculous. And they just view you as tomboys when you do masculine-based things, or you put masculinity in your soul some type of way, doing push-ups and shit. I'm just gonna have to do it. But yeah, I ain't never really conformed to no gender identity, because after I lost my virginity when I was a kid, I don't know what happened before or afterward. I talked to my pediatrician, right? He was like, "You're a conformist now," so I felt like he was calling me a name. So naturally, I told you like, "What conformist?" Damn. So now I'm already forming a paradigm. Boom. She gonna be one of them women that likes men. So like, damn, shouldn't have did that shit. So I should have just I guess courage building exercises, man. Goddamn, go to the goddamn Beau Rivage and do a bet with somebody I don't like. That's how that shit work. Yeah. So I'm like, well, nigga pride can't be broke like that. So at the end of the day, yeah, being girly and shit is nothing special to me. I'm like, damn, I really got to do this and that and the third to prove to myself that I shouldn't have let that happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and bust them push-ups. I'm one of them people that don't like to work out in front of people. I really want to make it look easy, but motherfucker, you say measure the biophysics of shit. I look at myself, I see my grandma, and I'm like, she lived though. Shit, my grandma said she's 77. I mean, who the fuck lives to be 77? That's why I feel like intellectualism is important. When you see in the Bible, when it say, I'm not sure if there's some type of numeric system for how it works, but when I see shit like people living 400 and 500 years old, I believe that shit. I think that's what heart is about. I believe that it is some people that probably have lived that long based off um their emotional intelligence, and based off, you know, their intelligence, and just period. Just in a general sense, I really believe it's people living that long. Because I'm like, I'm one of them people that think that some people can live to be probably about 100 and some years old, but you can never tell. I'm like, what if somebody really loses their mind? It's really a stereotype. It's really a stigma, but you know, the impossible is possible. That's why we have all these different concepts. I mean, I seen a video where some man say he 107 years old, and somebody could be like, well, he old. How can he gonna remember that? No, it ain't about you being old and young. Those are just words with context on, applied to them. It's about your mental state. You know what I'm saying? How strong-minded you are. He probably is 170 years old for no apparent reason. We appreciate shit like that. So when I see people doing shit, you gotta appreciate people like Beyonce. They doing all this extra shit to, provide a story. I'm pretty sure that's what she do at her concert. She's a Southern girl. That's what I understand. And I be seeing people putting dye and shit in their hair, and it's natural. It's natural. So you just gotta accept reality for what it is. I think about a lot of my people sometimes, and I'm like, God damn, I ain't expect to be who I am, but it is what it is. That's why I got this shit tatted on the back of my neck with my mom. So it must hold some importance. I'm like, I really am who I am. I really am somebody that's dealing with, negative energy. I mean, got certain people turning on me for this, that, and the third. Life is a game of Monopoly. Either you're going to win or you lose. And it really is a simple thing, but it can be very goddamn glorious and very goddamn unique too. Because some people don't be nobody special. And it's like, damn, all these people recognize me for doing this simple shit. It must be everybody can't do it the same. Or maybe people can do it the same. That's how people come together. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Southern girl, but I don't know, I can't relate to somebody else like me. I can't relate to the other females because I guess they say you have a disdainful attitude when you're born. I got to do more studying about that, like the human ego and shit. People have decided that everybody is born with a natural ego, and the more you don't survive things, the more your pride will be hurt. That's a paradigm. That's something that people think. So based off the people that I've been around me, that's their opinion. So we ain't that special. We ain't no different than the animals and shit. And we better be glad. Because they got senses just like us. I think that's why people who write movies like The Lion King, I was just thinking, I'm like, what if, I was watching the video, what if I'm sitting in a room out in Africa somewhere and a lion roll up on me? Either it's going to do something to me or not. It'll be a lesson learned. To be honest with you, I do kind of regret my life as a woman because, to be honest with you, I guess if I was to do a seminar with a man and he tell me, well, to be honest with you, it ain't really always cracked up to be. People really expect me to do this. I don't feel like opening doors all the time. I don't feel like I do this and that and third, but I'm strong enough to do it. And I got the manpower to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I can be a boss like that and do it or not do it. So I'm like, I got to respect my role as a woman now. If anybody is watching this video, you got a suggestion besides me needing to, understand, I guess I need to read more books about all these women that I'm hearing about doing shit. But I'm like, all the shit they doing is girly, so maybe I do need to accept the fact that this is a role that some people play. I think the role of a man is beautiful too, because it's cool when you see a cool ass dude cooking and he really know what he doing and motherfucker got the best seasoned ribs and shit. But I get that where humility come in. I'm like, why isn't my life perfect? I think any human being born on this earth is going to ask that question. I think an intellectual person will be like, damn, that person really seems to be insecure. If you are a person that's ever been called insecure, that means that you feel unsafe. I'm one of the people, I don't feel safe after a man having sex with me. So I suggest if you're born in this world, I really hope that you don't just take dick like that. God, it really is a mental thing with me. That's why I just like jokingly be telling people. It really ain't no joke to me, but I tell people I'm like a gay man. Once you put in a situation where you feel feminized or you goddamn get tamed, you is gonna feel a little soft. I ain't supposed to be the one that take offense to it. So maybe I should appreciate my womanhood in that aspect. So yeah, there is a logic that people have. I done heard people say force my hand 1,000,000 times. But it's easy for them to say. But it is a mind game sometimes. Because I'm like, I listened to this song by Monica called Sideline Ho, and I remember a lot of songs. I love music to a certain degree, but I'm like, these are other people's lifestyles. These are other people's opinions, so it ain't up to me to remember it unless I can relate to it. And when I listen to that song, I'm like, those are one of those songs I can't remember like that when I listen to it. You know how you can memorize a song without listening to it because it hit close home, but then when you listen to it, you can memorize it. That's one of those songs that I cannot memorize. And I think anybody who's a studier or a student would be like, you take offense to that song because of the natural order of heterosexualism and how, a woman of arrogance. I don't take offense to that because, I guess I do take offense to it, being just personally. But there are some women that are able to have comfortable lifestyles with men and they have a natural to be arrogant. You know what I'm saying? I think it's cute and it's normal for them, especially if you can write a song like that. But I may never write no damn song like that. So I'm like, man, this is some shit here. Like, I study a lot of shit, and I feel like a simple mind, but as long as you studying, that's all that matters. I don't know. Like I said, I'm living with my little sisters. They got their own mind. And we're literally taught to grow up and just sit around and goddamn eat and Their dad was one of them people at random that married my mom, and I appreciate him doing that because of the concept of the sacredness of being in a union like that, but it really was dysfunctional. But at least my mom could say she got married because it means that somebody wanted to take care of you no matter what type of person that they was. You really did have a struggle. It's respect, don't get me wrong, because if my mama left here, I would feel so alone, because that's really the only person I talk to be honest with you. So I don't know, man. Life is beautiful. When I see people like T.I. on TV making little shows about everyday life, it really gets us through. That really psychologically helps me. When people make videos about their little neighborhoods they stand in, I be like, what that neighborhood at, man? Shit, pull up. That's how it be. That's how you interact with people. The more intuitive you are, the more you can do that, right? I was watching Kodak Black, playing a video game. You know what I'm saying? Telling the girl, call somebody else over, like, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta be careful though. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, me not conforming to the gender role of a woman. And people be saying, well, one day you gonna meet you a man, girl, and he gonna flip your ass upside down. I'm like, me just being an analyst, how you doing? And watching.
Then she currently is.
Just random people. It's like the information you learn. I get on like it's kind of being the intellect. I watch this. The whole idea of women getting feminized by men and menhood. In my personal life, I'm viewing these people as masculine, and I was supposed to have a boyfriend and shit. But that's my intellectual identity. It's like after you have sex with a boy, you will be viewed as having an orgasm, and you can't take that shit back. So I don't know. I enjoy life though, man. I'm passing Subway, Arby's, all that shit. I'm gonna come back and get me a goddamn sandwich. Motherfucker just be living like shit. Motherfucker be rotating. And that's the reality of like when you see little drug dealers in your neighborhood, don't put no negative connotation on that shit. People like them. Well, if a motherfucker got a goddamn, it's all in how you look at it. It's like motherfucker like shit, I'm gonna make you smoke 2 blunts. Because when you're born, you're pure. The more that happens to you, the more struggle you begin to have, right? First thing they do is slap your ass or whatever. They create stress for you because you got to learn how to deal with it. But, yeah, man. It's, one thing I will say is I regret losing my virginity because I really thought too hard about this shit. And at the end of the day, I can't take offense to the you can't take offense to the creativity spun out things. Some things may seem simple-minded, but you gotta realize that it's just like the strip club. There are people that want to ban shit like that. There are people that take offense to, certain things, sexual desire and all that. But you gotta realize that no matter what we do, what type of intellectual or mental capacity you think somebody have, it really is creativity that spawns out of shit. Sexuality, sexual behavior. Motherfucker talking about going to school. It's all kind of subject matter. I know I listen to music all day, every day. It's always a creative avenue that you can go down with whatever type of emotion that you're dealing with. Right? We got the strip clubs. Depending on your mindset, I don't think I'm built for the strip club because depending on what type of mindset you got, me being one of them women that's jealous of manhood, motherfucker gonna read that shit on me. So it's gonna attract a certain type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it really is a situation to where there are more men that will get respect because they have more of an innocent mind, or women. You know what I'm saying? You go to a strip club, can you really appreciate a woman in a certain aspect? Will you really break these concepts down? It be like that. So, being that I'm dealing with the reality of being feminized and thinking about all these paradigms like my grandma and shit and women twisting and shit, there's ways I can appreciate it. I'm from America. I view myself as an American. I think if I go to Africa, I will appreciate feminization because it's a different aura to me. You know what I'm saying? That's how life balances each other out. You see them women and they twisting and shit and they proud and they pray. So I think a trip to Africa may be good for me to just go around and see all these women really genuinely be happy about the fact that they have feminization. Because I'm like, I got every right not to like that shit about myself, but it's reality for me. You know what I'm saying? I try to slap myself in the face about that shit, but a motherfucker can tell by your personality that I know motherfucker can tell by my personality that it's really and I'm really at odds with myself because of being, feminization. Because it's like, if you want to go work in construction and be like, man, can that girl really move a certain way when it comes to building buildings? You really gotta face reality. I'm like, if I go out and I build a building and shit like that, can I really turn and arch my back the way I need to? Them twists and curves you got may be exactly what that construction needs. So it's some type of experience. Since I've been here 30 years, God wouldn't let me be here 30 years. He might as well put me in an experience to where I'm valuing my femininity. That's why I be telling people when I go to these fast food restaurants, motherfuckers be like, oh, that's a black lady, she cook. That's our stereotype. I can appreciate the fuck out that shit, because I'm like, but I'm a tomboy though. So I guess that's what what people were trying to realize when it comes to analyzation. I'm like, damn, we really are animals. People like, man, I'm like, I be wondering sometimes, is speaking pig Latin a real accent, or does somebody get that shit from a damn sheep? It might be like that when it comes to evolution. Think about that. I mean, why the fuck would I view myself as different from another person that speaks like that? That shit is some weird shit. But it's reality. So, I don't know, man. I've been in the South all my life. I need to go somewhere else. I'm like, man, it's really places where you can go. I was looking at videos of like New York and shit. And I'm like, it's really places you can go where you can really appreciate buildings. I'm like, they got a lot of buildings up there. And I'm seeing like little helicopters flying. I'm like, it's some shit to see up there. I mean, they got farms and shit out there, but I'm like, you can really appreciate the value, the quality of the existence of a building when you go up there. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, we got buildings all over here in the South too, but they got their own identity. So I'm like, I really need to go up there. I need to go to California. I need to figure this shit out. But it's really gonna be the same. I think California's gonna be the same. It's just one of those states that's bigger in perimeter. So it is going to have a different feel. And it's going to be cool because I'm like, some of the restaurants we have out here, they say Texas got a lot of different, it's a lot of, it's supposed to be 330 something million people in the United States. I got some shit to see. I can't wait to get the fuck on. But you gotta face reality. Alright, shit is real in the field. Well, yeah, I'm about to go get me some damn shit to clean my damn clothes. And what I think I'm trying to face the most is that the crime of rape is real. And the fact that I got myself used to being with a man, I ain't gonna say if it happened naturally or unnaturally or suddenly. However it happened, it was startling, but it's like at least I got used to it. You know what I'm saying? So I think normally, I may seem a bit incompetent, but when you're born into this earth, your parents should be have the intellectual capacity to know if you need to get used to something like that. But based on how I feel, I wouldn't suggest it just happen like that. Like, I'm one of them people, I told a random couple, I remember being in a program, to wait 10 years before they decide to make a kid together, right? I'm like, look how much information you can learn before you have a child. I'm like, I really have hope that there is a perfect existence on this earth. Well, maybe it's not. This is an identity. This is an ideal. So I want them people who be like that. Like, wait, can we study people like that? The nature of human existence. Can you be with somebody if you really don't want to put stipulations on your mind, but like based off the way that I feel emotionally, I'm like, be with somebody for 10 years, y'all do nothing but study, y'all don't make no connection. I mean, that basically is like a relationship is not always like romantic and somebody that fuck every day. It really is deeper than that. So, you know, that's the type of shit that I'm on. Like, I'm like, you really can't hang around somebody that's like that. I'm like, it would be nice to get along with somebody, but I'm not one of the people that has found somebody that I get along with. I'm not supposed to be a girl, and it's supposed to be or something that I relate to when it comes to other women. But I'm like, these women got kids and shit, and I've been so scared to live my life because of that shit. But I mean.